What's up, conscious creators? It's Alex here, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you how to stop screwing up your entire life by completely wasting it and not fulfilling your true potential. Well, okay, the truth is no life is truly wasted, and the inner awakening that I talk about on this channel is the foundation, the priority, even if you don't create what you're truly capable of on an external level. But what about the external level? What about manifesting an external world that resonates with your deepest values? What about the desire to create more of what you want in this life and positively contribute to the world? What about all of the wasted human potential that lays dormant in perhaps your friends and your family and perhaps even you because of the things that I'm about to talk about here? The potential that could be going towards creating incredible things, the potential that needs to be tapped into in order to solve the issues of today's world and create a sustainable, compelling future for tomorrow. Pay close attention to the very end of this video, because I'm going to be sharing with you 7 reasons why people don't fulfill their true potential, so you can get some realizations around how these things are probably impacting you and those you're closest to, and you can get some pointers on how to transcend them. Now, just a very quick announcement before we get straight into it. I'm very pleased to announce a few more slots have opened up for the free one-to-one with me to see if you'd be a good fit for the Consciousness Revolution program, where I help you overcome feeling lost and stuck with things like low self-esteem and overthinking, and arrive at a place of consistent motivation and on track with creating what you really want in this life. So if that interests you, head over to speaktoalex.com and book yourself a time for us to speak, and stay with us till the very end of this video for more details. But let's get straight to it. Now, the reason I wanted to make this video and talk about this topic is because it's very close to my heart. Many of the things that I'm about to talk about here severely impacted me throughout my 20s, and in a way I'm still playing catch up towards my full potential after letting so many of these things drag me down. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't have any regrets and I wouldn't change my past for a minute. Everything that I've experienced, positive and negative, played a part in shaping who I am today, as it did you. But there's utility in recognizing how these things impacted me so I can help you to avoid them. And I still have people close to me now that regret having wasted much of their life, that had the ability to create things way more substantial if it wasn't for the things that I'm about to talk about holding them back. So here's 7 things that could be fucking up your ability to live to your full potential. Number 1 is your life circumstance. Now, this is a bit of an odd one out really, because it's true and it's not true at the same time. It's a recognition that despite what some people in certain new age scenes will tell you, as much as we'd all love to believe that everyone has the capability to do anything all of the time, of course your life situation does have an impact on what you're able to do right now. Now, that's not to say that we should always be focusing on it, and that's not to say that we should be using the story of our life circumstance to give us limitless excuses as to why we apparently can't do one thing or another. In so many situations, the amount that someone's life circumstance actually limits them is far less than what they currently believe it does. And once you start to shift your beliefs around what's possible, despite your life circumstance, everything changes. But, it's a recognition that yes, your life situation can put some limits on what you're currently able to physically do right now. It's all very well telling everyone that they're capable of everything always, but try telling that to someone in certain parts of sub-Saharan Africa, or an authoritarian dictatorship like North Korea, or a war-torn country, or to someone who has severe cognitive disabilities or a physical disability, or someone who faces great oppression. Now, that's not to say that in many cases these situations can't be transcended. We've all heard of incredible people that have managed to break through their apparent limitations and do what was previously thought unimaginable for someone in their challenging situation. So we should always focus on what's possible as to what appears to be insurmountable objects. It's about recognizing how certain other people may be currently disadvantaged, to give us ideas around how we may be able to help them. And it's about recognizing our life circumstance and taking it into consideration, but looking for the leverage, looking where it's taught us lessons, looking where we can turn what looks like obstacles into opportunities, where something we thought was previously disadvantageous may actually be an advantage, because sometimes that is the case. So yes, recognize your life situation, but don't completely focus on it, and do look for the leverage. So number 2 is being overly concerned about what other people think. Now, this is a huge one. There's being concerned about those who have your best interests at heart and what they think. And then there's, the ability to take constructive feedback. But many people spend their whole lives mentally identified with a story in their mind about what other people might think if they actually go for their dreams. They're worried what their friends might think, what their family might think, what some random person on Facebook or Instagram might think. And it stops them from taking action to create the desired compelling future. Has this happened to you? You have to realize this conditioning is within you partially because it's trying to protect you. I mean, back when we were in tribes, stepping out of line and doing your own thing may have meant exile from the tribe and may have even meant death. But you're not in the same danger now. What your friends think doesn't matter in nearly the same way. And if they are truly going to let that judgment rule the relationship between you, then perhaps you're ready to transcend that friendship and allow people into your life who actually support you, like I did. Not so long ago, I had a load of people in my life who never really believed in what I'm capable of or what I wanted to create, and they weren't supportive. And there can be a period whilst transitioning between one social group and another where perhaps temporarily you have less people in your life. But believe me, on the other side are new connections, new friends who are just waiting to support you when you really start doing what's in line with your heart's desires. So, number 3 is prioritizing instant gratification over delayed gratification. Prioritizing instant gratification over delayed gratification. It's no secret that the world as it is right now is out to wire your brain for instant gratification and to keep you addicted to your screen, so you keep clicking away, so you stay on the platform and the service provider gets maximum advertising revenue. And it's no secret that much of the food in the supermarket is designed to get your feel-good chemicals instantly spiking, so you come back from more and then you end up getting sick instead of taking care of your health and aging with grace. But let's not go out blaming these things. Let's recognize it that we have the power to wake up and stop constantly prioritizing instant gratification over delayed gratification. Let's recognize that to create amazing things takes time and takes challenges. And it might not be as instantly dopamine spiking as scrolling through the Facebook feed, eating a cake, playing the latest computer game or getting off to high definition, limitless novelty pornography. And no, I'm not making a moral judgment on doing any of these things. I'm not saying you should never do any of them. What I am saying is that if you fall into the trap of only going for instant gratification, you'll never be able to create what really means the most to you. The pleasure of delayed gratification takes time to appear in your life, but the payoff is worth it. So, number 4 is holding on to the past. If you're always focused on the past, you can't be in the present moment so you can create your compelling future. So this means acceptance, and it means forgiveness. Look, I get it. People do terrible things. Many people have been through extremely challenging pasts, and maybe you're one of them. And there's a place for processing that and releasing stored emotions. There's a place for looking back on the past to see where you made a key decision to protect yourself and, that no longer serves you now. So that you can create a new belief that instead of hindering you, actually serves as the vehicle for where you want to go. But when all is said and done, you have to let go, because bringing acceptance to the story of the past is the beginning of the end of the story, allowing you to turn the page and begin writing a new story. So, number 5 is believing in limiting beliefs from past conditioning. Many of us are going to have beliefs formed in our past that pop up into our mind now in the form of thoughts. And if we identify with all of our thoughts, then we'll believe all of them and we'll act out all of the behaviors associated with them. You might have a ton of limiting beliefs from your past. You might have to completely rewire your belief system into an entire new one. Like I know that I did. I had hundreds of limiting beliefs that weren't in line with what I do now. Beliefs around who I am, what's possible, and what I'm really capable of. I believed that I'd never speak eloquently, that I'd never be able to manage money or organize myself, that I'll never understand anything about finance. And this is just the beginning. And I'm still in the process of changing many of them now. But aside from changing the beliefs that are in our subconscious mind, we begin with disidentifying from the ones that don't serve us. And that starts with breaking the habit of believing in all of the limiting beliefs that arise in our mind. Now, number 6 is identification with labels. Labels like I'm an anxious person, I'm a disorganized person, or I'm just a stupid person. Now, that's not to say we shouldn't take into consideration, certain things that may be impacting us in order to perhaps manage them and make intelligent decisions about what to do. If, for example, you have dyslexia, or you have a dyslexia diagnosis, it could aid you in getting the support you need or doing things in a certain way that help you to learn and act more efficiently. I personally listen to audiobooks because I find reading books very challenging. But we should be aware of where these labels could be hindering us, because they may have beliefs associated with them that aren't serving us. I used to have this label on myself that I'm a creative type, that I can't organize big projects or manage money or start a business because creative types don't do that. Their brains aren't wired for that. They're the artists and the musicians of the world. They don't organize big projects or start businesses. And I used to label myself as an anxious person. The belief was I'm an anxious person. So doing bigger things and taking on more responsibility will just make me more anxious. So you can only imagine how these beliefs held me back. So number 7 is perfection paralysis. There's this saying, done is better than perfect. And I get it. Perhaps you have high standards, or you're going to, when you want to go and do something, you want to get it right. Perhaps you have a vision for what you want to create and you won't stop until it's finally realized. And I fully support you with that. But there's times when trying to get it perfect prevents you from taking the action that's actually going to get you to where you want to go. If you don't take action, you won't learn any lessons. And if you don't take that action, you'll never create the experiences that you really want in life. So don't let perfection paralysis stop you from taking action, because sometimes you'll be surprised what that action actually brings into your life. And, so that includes the video. But before we go, for those who are interested, this is what we work together on in the Consciousness Revolution program, helping you go from the inaction due to low self-esteem and low confidence or lack of clarity to feeling consistently motivated and inspired to take action towards your compelling future. Because a lack of action doesn't just impact how you feel. I mean, how many incredible connections and relationships have been missed out on due to this lack of action? And how many businesses or grand projects haven't been started because of being too concerned with what other people will think if you put yourself out there and commit to your dreams? On this program, we not only work to transform negative self-talk, self-image, but give you the tools to transcend these things altogether and operate from a place of conscious awareness, so you can overcome the things that are holding you back and start creating more of what you want in this life, so you can have a positive impact on the world, because that's what we're all about on this channel. So if you liked this video, of course, please give it a like and hit all on that notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new videos helping you with conscious personal growth.